What's up, guys? Becca Me is here today. We got Smallville, Season 1, Episode 6, Hourglass. Okay, so this episode starts off with Clark and Pete in retirement home, and Lon's there too. So Clark gets assigned to this, blind old woman named Cassandra, and and it said that she can see the future. So yeah, and Lana, she got assigned to this guy Harry named Harry Boltston, and yeah, and and she takes him, and yeah, so Lana takes him outside. He says, "Hey, Lana, can you get him? Lana, can you get him his scarf?" So she goes to get, and then he falls into the water, causing it to be a fountain of youth. So this Henry guy is back to being a young guy. And it's revealed that he murdered some people. So yeah, this episode's got a murderer. This episode of Smallville's got a serial killer that Clark must stop. Okay, so yeah, he murdered some people back in the day. So Clark's gotta stop him. So yeah, and yeah, so yeah. So yeah, he pretends to be like a new guy, and yeah, and Clark starts believing what Cassandra said, because Cassandra's Clark that one of his friends, is gonna die. So yeah, Martha and Jonathan, they're not believing her. They think that she's just a crazy old lady who can't read the future. But Clark's very concerned about this, and he's very concerned. He's like, wait, what if she's telling the truth? And yeah, so yeah, so yeah, and then while this is happening, Henry, he's murdering some people. He murders the father of a guy that sent him to prison or whatever. So yeah, he murders the son of the guy that sent was the guy that one of the jurors or whatever. So yeah, and they're like, so yeah, so yeah, and Lana's still trying to figure out what's going on with Henry and stuff. It's real that his real name is Henry Volk. So yeah. See, so Lana says Lexi goes to her to Cassandra, and she attempts to read his he attempts to, yeah, he just doesn't believe. Yeah. She Clark attempts to reach her future again, read his future again, and he see like a bunch of people in burning buildings and other stuff, and he's like, what was that? He's like, that's the people you're going to have. That's the people. Those are the who are those people? And he's like, those are you're going to save at some point, because yeah. So yeah, and then there's a girl named girl named yeah, a girl named something Garfield, whose grandma ruined the life of Henry. So he attempts to kill her, but then Clark comes in, because they realize that he's the same guy that they met in the diner. So yeah, so he tries to stab Clark, but the metal from the knife just breaks apart, and that's a very awesome scene. And then he's tied to an old bed, but yeah. So, but he does eventually become young again, and they're like, Herm Kent was Clark's grandfather, was the one. Johnson's father was did something to him, so now he wants to kill Johnson. So he goes after Martha, and Ox like altering this thing with like water rising up, and when Clark and Johnson find her, but yeah, and Henry dies, turning back to his original form. And yeah, so Lex eventually decides to to go like go to Cassandra, and and he touches her and sees his future, him in like a white dress. I think that's like a present, I think. And he touches a sunflower, and that it dies, and that just dies, and like everything dies around him, and then blood like rains down, and then once he comes out of the future, unfortunately his future was so horrific and so shocking, it killed Cassandra. And when Clark comes to see her, he's like, hey, and they're like, oh, sorry, she's gone. And that just, and yeah, this episode was so like, it did not make any sense. Yeah. Cassandra, I think the way she died was very sad. Like, Lex's own future was so horrific and so shocking, it killed her. And yeah, and Henry Volk, his death was just that he turned back to he turned back into his original form. He died of old age. Yeah, and he was a really messed up villain. Yeah. So yeah, I really like Clark and Lana in this episode. Honestly, Pete only appeared in like one scene. Actually, he only appeared in 2 scenes. Yeah, Lex. I didn't like the ending how it killed Cassandra, but I like how it showed Lex's future of like some things dying around him and blood and all that. I don't know what that means, but maybe in the later seasons of Smallville we'll get to know why Lex wears the president's outfit. Don't spoil me. Do not spoil me on that. I do not want to know any spoilers. Yeah, I do not like spoilers. So, do not spoil me on why Lex was wearing that suit. So, I guess I'll see you guys in there. So, remember to like, comment, subscribe. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next Smallville.